smoker. Got to take out our old pine needles and some dry ones. I'm running out of pine needles. Alrighty. It's a little windy today, so we'll see if we can light this. There we go. So I usually let that burn down a little bit and then add more. You need some help, Heidi? Might be too windy for bees today. What do you guys think? Hopefully not. You need help zipping?
I have the gloves.
Gloves? Yeah? I think you'll be alright with us. Alright, I'll put mine on. How you doing, Ruby?
Good.
Camera lady. Good. It is a little windy today. Alright, we're gonna go look at some bees. I got Heidi here. Say hi, Heidi.
Hi, Heidi.
What? And my camera woman, Ruby. Here we go. Can our camera lady keep up? We're getting away. All right. So right here is where we're gonna do bees. First, we gotta get some pine needles and light our smoker. So come on down with us, Ruby, so I can show people where we got pine needles. Here we go. All right, you can video from there. All right, I'm just gonna grab some for the smoker. Watch out for the poison ivy. All right, take the old out. We'll put some dry in. Hopefully we can light this. It's not quite as windy over here. Sometimes the pine needles from that have been sitting in your smoker are kind of wet. So it's nice to start with some dry. You want to get them burning really good. Get some coals and then you can stuff more in. Here, Heidi, you want to hold this? There you go. Did you find some gloves?
Yeah, they're in my pocket.
Oh, good. That sounds good.
All
right. Oh yeah, and don't light the forest on fire. All right. Keep pumping it. Uh-oh. Is it gonna light? Uh-oh. You have the lighter, Heidi?
Mm-hmm.
You have to light it again. Something happened. Maybe catching the forest on fire. Distracted. If you try to light your smoker too fast and not let it burn down enough, sometimes you have to do it again. I don't really need my head thing on. So we'll get it going again. Alright, so we'll just make sure we get enough coals this time. Add a little more, keep pumping. You can put a lot of fuel in. And if you put a lot in, you can go for a few hours without having to add more. What's that? Don't worry, we can edit stuff out later. So now this is not staying lit too well. So I'm gonna have Heidi just keep pumping it. Yep, hang on, let me close the lid and you can just keep pumping it so it doesn't go out. There you go. All right, start walking back up towards the bees while you pump it. And I will fill up this bag of pine needles. Nice and dry because it hasn't rained for a while. There we go. And I won't need these today. Since I'm down here, I want to grab some so I don't have to come down here next time I'm checking bees. Alrighty. Good enough. Keep pumping. Let me look. Seems okay. All right, you want to pump that? Good. Okay. I'm gonna put some gloves on because it's a little windy. Let's open a beehive. How's everything looking here, Ruby?
Yeah.
Can people hear us on the video?
Yeah. Love ripped in half.
Yeah. Let's try again. How's our audio? Can you tell? All right, let's try that again. All right, can I see that, Heidi? Let's get it pumping. Yep, we got good smoke. So I'm gonna give them a few puffs and we'll open them up. Actually, Heidi, you see that? See the one with this on it? Why don't you pump a few times in the front and then we'll take a look at that. Did you pump? Good. I'll do a couple more. Now I just use this to mark where I need to check last. So this hive was checked 410, so that's 12 days ago. So a lot could have happened. The last time we checked in here, there was 4 frames of brood, and I added a box of comb. So this was kind of a small hive last time we checked, but it looks like they're doing pretty well. So I'll take the brick off. I'm gonna crack the lid, and I'm gonna put a little smoke up top. Okay, let's take a look. I also don't have marked on the lid what color of queen this is. So I don't know if she's marked or unmarked or what's going on. So here's this comb that we put on top. Doesn't look like there's much going on yet. I'll bring it over when I see something. So that just looks like empty comb. They have it cleaned up, ready to put brood or honey in. That's weird. There's holes all through that one. Hello. Let's look at this, see what we get. Now here you can see some nectar. See that shiny stuff? That's nectar. Right down there. Yep. There's some on that side. Not much else going on in this top box, I don't think. More nectar and some more nectar. Okay. I'm gonna take this top box off and set it aside. We'll see if we can find the queen. Okay. All right. Well, let's look. Here we have a frame full of mostly drone, but there's also some in the middle. There's some cap brood. I don't see a queen on it. I'll set that aside. Enough space to work in the hive. A lot of bees in this bottom box. I'm hoping the queen moves up to the second box soon. Because if we look at this, they have a lot of cap brood in there. And I see drones. I see bees with pollen on their legs, all kinds of things going on there. And if I look, we have eggs in the cells. So that means we probably have a queen here because an egg will hatch in 3.5 days. So there's at least been a queen here 3.5 days ago. All right, let's see what else is in this hive. So we got one nice frame of brood. So I'd call that 1.5 frames. We're looking for a minimum of 8 right now. That's a really bunch of brood in there as well. I don't see a queen. This right here is a new bee. See how it's kind of fuzzy? It must have just hatched out. That's interesting. And it looks like a healthy hive. More brood. So that's 3.5 frames of brood. I don't see a queen on here, so we'll keep going. Here we have a pink dot queen right in the middle. See her there? If you get too close, it won't focus. But it's a nice looking queen, just doing her job. And that's 4.5 frames of brood now. Sometimes I would take a frame like this up into the next box to try to encourage the bees to move up there. More brood, 5.5 frames of brood. Take a look. You wanna hold that, Heidi? All right.
Not really.
Here, just put your fingers under there. Yep, good. All right, a lot of bees in here. Let's look at these last 2 frames. I call that 6 frames brood. This has some drone in it as well. And our last one, let's see. A lot of honey in here and nectar. You can see they actually have it capped over some parts of it. That is good to see. All right, what we'll do, put this hive back together. I'm just putting a little smoke to move bees out of the way so I don't crush bees. Put this frame back. And actually, I think I'm gonna take one of these frames and swap it with a bottom frame. That'll encourage the bees to come up into this box. That one's not so nice. This one, that one's okay. Let's see what this one gives us. There, that's better. So what I'll do, I'm gonna take a middle frame of brood from this box, and I will move it into the middle of this box. Now bees will come up in here and they'll start, the queen will probably start to lay up here a lot quicker because now there's brood. I'm also moving her up here, I see that. So, there we go. We'll put this in. They'll probably lay this up with eggs as well. And to me, that's a nice healthy hive. Put the lid back on. Now I'm gonna mark on here what I did. So it's 422. Check means it has a queen. There are 6 frames of brood. And I pulled up brood. Now since it's a pink queen, I'm gonna mark it on the lid so I know what to look for next time. And I know how old that queen is. So that'd be a queen we made last year. And that's it, all done.